Hello, church family. We want to talk with you about our phase 2 of reopening. We started that yesterday evening. That was Wednesday evening, June 12th. And I just want to talk with you a little bit more about it. We sent out an email with a handout on it that talked about the principles, the practices. I just want to go over those with you. I'm not going to use the PowerPoint for this one. Just talk about what we're trying to do. We want to use every reasonable means possible to keep our members and guests safe, to avoid COVID-19 cases in our congregation, and avoid any health issue that could hurt our public witness. Now, but we also want to seek the spiritual health of our congregation and meet together, and we have to meet together in order for people to be spiritually healthy. And so we want to be able to do those things. So here's some practices generally. Let me just remind you that those who are at risk should stay home. Those that are exposed or showing symptoms, please stay home. If you have the cough, if you have the fever, not the fever, if you have a cough or a fever, stay home. We welcome you to wear face masks, and no one is going to look down on anyone for wearing face masks. Right now, we have a resurgence of cases in Arizona. I think that's partly because of testing, but there are more hospitalizations now. And so people are being encouraged to wear masks throughout the state. Feel free to do so. We welcome you to do so. We have no problem with you doing so. And so just keep that in mind. Hand sanitizer will be available in the lobby, but use it. Use it. Greeters, ushers, and other workers will open most of the doors for you. We'll try to do that, as many of those as we can, so that you don't have to touch the doors. As much as possible, please minimize physical contact between people. Don't shake hands. Don't reach your hand out. I know it's automatic, but please don't. Also, don't hug one another. I just want you to understand, we have some at-risk members who would love to be at church, but they are not coming because they know that you're going to grab their hand or give them a hug or something like that, and they can't risk it. So it's not about you being afraid. It's about you caring for someone else. So please don't. We want to be able to worship together. And there are certain things that we have to do so that we can worship together, so we don't have a problem. For some people, getting this disease is a life and death issue. So please keep that in mind. For the worship services, Sunday worship will continue to live stream. I know we've had some glitches with that. We'll continue to work those out. We're going to get it down. We're going to get it down right. Please don't email or text us or anything during the service. We know when it goes down. We have somebody monitoring that. Greeters with gloves will hand out bulletins and offering envelopes. You can pick up and drop off your own hymnal in the back. Reserved seating will be available in the back of the auditorium for those who are at risk who do come, so that you can come in a little bit later and leave a little bit earlier if you need. We will distance our seating between rows and as much as possible, so please leave some extra seats between family groups. Please sit together as family groups. Ushers with offering plates will stand at the back of the auditorium after the service to collect our giving. We're not going to pass the plate, so we don't share germs that way. Evening service messages will continue online, posted Sundays at 4 p.m. Sunday nights is going to be one of our last things to add to all of this, just because we need to be able to disinfect the building, and we can't do that in a timely manner. Growth groups are meeting on campus, and so Equip You summer classes begin with reasonably spaced seating. Please seat yourselves at a reasonable distance from one another. Nursery. We will not be having nursery from 0 to 3 years old yet. The idea there is simply that we want one parent to care for one child. We don't want one nursery worker to be caring for multiple children. That seems to be a wise thing to do. I know that there are some young moms who are getting tired of this and would really love to be in the service. So if there's a grandmother or a sister or a brother or a dad wants to go watch the children in the nursery, that's fine. You can share that responsibility within family members. So that's what's going on in the nursery. Children's church. Outdoor activities will be limited to on-field and the sports court. There'll be no official playground use. Parents may supervise their children before and after, according to what you think is good for your family. Chairs and desks will be spaced when possible to provide social distance. We'll move children from place to place using social distancing. Kids will not share items, pencils, crayons, etc. We will not provide any food in any kids' ministries. Workers will regularly wash their hands. Children in bathrooms will be limited to 4 at a time. Bathroom hand washing will continue to be mandatory for all children. We encourage parents to see to their children's bathroom needs before the kids' program time if possible. If you can make sure that they're taken care of before they come, that is really helpful. That way we don't have a lot of little emergencies during the children's program during the time that it runs. As usual, children will be dismissed to beginner and junior church from the worship service and escorted to the Sunday school at 10:50 a.m. We ask parents to drop their children off directly for Wednesday evening kids programs. Parents will pick up children from all the children's programs as usual. So let's be careful. Let's be wise. And we're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. God bless.